Saturday, 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 Saturday. Let's go get Shay. I gotta admit, the van's looking quite messy. I find this happens in the winter. Somebody did comment the other day. Yeah, the van looks like it's been burgled again. There's all sorts up here. Look, I mean, it just gets, when you know you start early in the morning and you finish it starting getting dark, you kind of had enough and things just get chucked in there. What have we got in here? Head torches, shade stuff. Yeah. Phone cases. It just happens. Bottles of drink get down there. I mean, this is quite bad, I've got to admit. Okay, the first two videos of this series 2 of the Finch Job have been quite disjointed. It's been a very, very, very busy site last couple of days. So let's have a quick re-evaluation of what's going on here and where we're at as far as plastering is concerned. So the windows are in now, so we can switch back our attention to some exterior stuff once we've got a little bit done upstairs. Remember, they're having this thin coat silicone finish across the whole building, which is something we tackled in series 1 of the Finch Job. If you want to have a look back at where we were on that, it's on the playlist, or just search it up, the Finch Job series 1. Okay, in here, downstairs, they're getting ready for the floor going down. It's going to be screeded. And it looks like 100mm Celotex down on the membrane, and it's normally a bit of plastic over the top, is the regulation these days. And I think there's some underfloor heating going on. I don't know, it's not my department. But this is why there's a bit of a rush on to get this interior stuff upstairs done and out the way, because when the floor goes down, all work seems to be, you know, coming to a stop, and then it needs time to dry. So it needs to be timed quite well. So where we've been, so in series 1 we tackled this area where we have been left with the wonderful job of doing the tacking and the plastering. Like I say, got things like this that are taking quite a bit of time. The windows weren't in when we plastered this, but they're in now, so you know, that's quite a nice thing to have windows in the job, especially now that the weather's turning and it's getting a lot colder. So yeah, it's quite cold. There's obviously no heating on in here, so everything's damp, and as a result, all the plaster's taking quite a long time to dry out. So what we need to do, we don't need to tackle anything out here at the moment. This stairwell has just been getting bits and pieces done to it when it's been convenient. But we're going to need to get this bedroom and this ensuite done, and we've still got we've got today and we've got Monday to get it complete, as up to the stage of completely plastered. So as you can see, these walls, we've got a bit of stud work up here. It's very deep at the top, very shallow at the bottom. So we're going to have to dot and dab this and this side, and then I've got these 2 little cupboards down here that's very awkward and needs tacking and then plastering. But we're almost there. As I said before, we've had quite a bit of trouble because we've got different depths. This is all Celotex, and we've had to get through quite a bit of depth of Celotex to find the joists. So it's been very, very difficult. If you've been watching the other episodes, the joists are like old going into new, and there's all over the place. It made it really, really, really difficult to tack and get things up there solid as they should be. We had to change our plan yesterday because we was running out of materials, so I had to go and get some more materials, and Shay got on with some setting in here of the boardwork. So I need to go and get some more materials because we couldn't go. We ran out of plasterboard, and there's only one place locally we can get the 15mm thick plasterboard. And I need to go and see Jasper the Emperor on his job, which is round the corner, take my van, go and pick his van up, take his van to the place, and then pick up the plasterboard and then bring it here, and then later meet up again. So that is what we're up to today. Hopefully we will get this all up and ready for plastering, which would be nice to do some plastering, to be honest with you. I'm not a big fan of tacking. I'm not a professional tacker. I'm not very fast at it. And, you know, it takes a day or two before you start getting your tacking head on, you know. If you're doing it day in, day out, then you know exactly what you're doing. You bang on it. Same as what we are with plastering. So I'll be pleased to get to the plastering stage. So there we go. That's where we're at the moment. So there we go. That's where we're at the moment. And like I say, it's Saturday. We didn't want to work the weekend, but you know, sometimes you've got to pull your finger out and do what's necessary to keep relations good and everything. And you know, why it's not too bad. I'm quite happy to work on Saturday actually. Nobody else is here. It's been such a busy site the last couple of days. Loads of noise, loads of people everywhere, loads of complications. So yeah, we've got the whole place to ourselves, and we can do as we please and be in our own peace and quiet. Also, I just want to add as well, this isn't my job. If you're new to the channel, I am here working under instruction for the Empire, and the leader of the Empire is Jasper the Emperor. So this is his job, and I'm here under instruction doing as I'm told. But I'm kind of like unwillingly being ranked up to captain or something, where I'm having to liaise with the builder and make my own decisions of what needs to happen, and I'm getting dragged into the complications and the logistics of getting materials here, watching what's going on, you know, it's like just organising this job for him whilst he's away doing other stuff elsewhere in his evil plan to plaster the rest of the world metre by metre as best as he can. So I'm back for 2 minutes and this happens. I think that's how little hop-ups are made. That's a lot better, actually.
What?
A tidy job is a happy job.
Yeah.
What are you doing? What madness are you doing now?
I'm always doing madness.
Explain. What are you doing now?
I'm actually. Need a little block of wood for the outside of that now.
So if anything is worthy of a little bit of recording, it's certainly like new trowel day. Almost as good as new guitar day. Now this is what I was saying in a previous video. When buying an expensive trowel such as this 20-inch carbon steel Marshalltown trowel, I don't like to order them online because I want to have a look down the trowel and make sure it's as straight as it can be. Now, when I saw this, I've already got one of these, which is very, very similar, but now I've just bought the second one so Shay can have my old one that's broken in, and I'll have this. So you can kind of see there, it's hard because the camera's trying to focus on the tip, but the majority of the trowel is perfectly straight. It's only the last sort of like half an inch that kicks up just to take the bite out of them. Some trowels have a continuous curve going all the way down them, such as the craft one that I bought recently, and I wasn't impressed with it because the curve was continuous down the whole blade of the trowel, and it just made the heel and the toe just tip out too much. When it's straight like this is worth getting if you're going to be using a big trowel, because then you can really benefit from the straightness of it, and when you're setting and stuff you can use it as a rule. So yeah, you'll load it up with the same amount of plaster, because otherwise if you load the whole thing up, which you can, then it becomes unbalanced, and that's where you might get stress on your elbow or something trying to balance so much weight. So you get a hawk fall on, and then before you leave that hawk fall, you can use the whole length of the trowel to flatten that in as you go. And it's a process that was worked really well for me for such a long time, and it gives really, really high quality flat walls straight from the outset as soon as you're putting them on. So the guy here helped me load these from the motor into here. I only needed 8 sheets and I overdid it at that, but Jasper said no, you're getting 20, and at 29 kg aboard, because they're 15 mil, I wasn't too happy. So the guy here at Dry Lining Supplies in Windlesham is where we're at the moment. Yeah, those boards are 29 kg each at 15 mil deep, and he was telling me that they're the lightest ones. North, and he said another brand that do the lighter ones, British Gypsum, at that size are even heavier, and I believe he said to me the soundboard ones are 44 kg each. So yeah, they are pretty heavy. Right, so we're all loaded up, we need to get back to the job, so we're going to do that and see how Shay's been getting on, and give him the good news about new trowel day. Okay, so we're back at the job and my mission is almost complete. One complication I'm thinking of now is because I only needed a few sheets and I've got to get them upstairs, which is really, really awkward. And as I mentioned earlier in the video, they're clearing the bottom floor out for the floor to go down. I went there to go and get the amount of sheets that I needed, and Jasper's got me to do 20, so just to make it worth the while of going there, because we're going to need loads more for downstairs anyway. But now I'm thinking, well, where am I going to put them? Because I can't put them downstairs where they were before, because they're going to do the floor, so they're going to need shifting again. And I can't really get them out the front here because there's so much stuff there already, and they're going to need room to get other stuff in. So I think what I'm probably going to have to do is phone the builder up, and he, I guess, is going to tell me to hump all these boards right round the back of the property where they're out of the way, and obviously probably outside, so they're going to need covering up as well. The thing with these thicker boards, it's not such an issue if you're tacking with them, but when you're dot and dabbing, you need to kind of store them really, really flat, because the thicker the board, the more warped it is, the harder it is to get that warp out of the board. So you can't lean them up against walls, you can't have them on two bits of timber or something, because they'll sag in the middle. They need to be laid flat on a pallet. And as you can see in this van, they're stacked up against the side of the van via a strap. I thought maybe we might be able to get them on the base of the van, but the way he's built his homemade racking, you can't actually lay a plasterboard flat on the floor, which means you can't really leave them leaning up in the van either. Otherwise they're going to start warping again. But like I say, if you're just tacking with them, maybe not so much of an issue, but I've got a dot and dab with them, so I need these stored flat. That's art, that is. Yay! Give that a sniff in a minute. Amount of videos I see of people showing how they put dot and dab up. That's how I do it. With the gauge and trowel, regulate the depth every time, half load it up. And somebody told me to get them so that they go vertical rather than horizontal.
They hold themselves better that way.
Apparently so.
Horizontally, they can fall out, like fall downwards easier.
So what that reminds me of? Reminds me of the floor in the beginning of Raiders of the Lost Ark. Now he steps on the panels, goes to get the idol.
I don't know Raiders of the Lost Ark.
How can you not know? How can you not know that? The bit where the ball comes rolling after him.
Oh, what? Yeah.
And the other mate is going to step through, and he stops him, and then he puts a wooden sort of torch on the little shapes on the floor, and then a metal arrow flies out and sticks into it. Do you remember that bit?
Yeah.
There you go. That's what that reminds me of. Okay, so if you are a DIY guy and you're thinking about tackling something like this for the first time, a couple of tips are, as we mentioned earlier, the way that you do your dabs need to be quite regulated. Down the bottoms on the skirting line, tend to build that up a little bit more, because if you're going to be nailing skirting board to that, you might want to hit one of the dabs so a nail goes through and holds properly, rather than going through into a cavity. So load up the bottom, and what I like to do after I've put one board up, I'll go in and I'll make sure with the gauging trowel I'll squidge a bit so that on the corners, on the edges of the board, they're both sitting on the same dab. You haven't got a dab here and a dab here, and the joint is allowed to bounce around. I like to get the joint definitely on the same dab so it doesn't bounce. Also, the other thing I did, I got all of these boards cut before I knocked up any stuff. I got them cut, held them up in position, leant them up against the wall, made sure they all fit properly, especially with something as awkward as this, trying to work out an angle. There's no point in knocking up a load of stuff, sticking one wall, and then having to go and spend 10-15 minutes making an awkward cut, and all the time your stuff's going off. So yeah, that's pretty much what I've done. So we're probably looking here that I always said like a bag will put up 2 full sheets of plasterboard, and I've knocked up a bag and I've just squidged it up. I guess it's just over 2 full sheets really. So yeah, there you go. Tip if you're a DIY guy and you're not used to doing this sort of thing, like I'm not that used to it. It's taken me a couple of days to start getting my head around it and become anywhere near a certain degree of efficiency. When you stick the plasterboard up, don't bang it on too hard too quickly. Just get it up there and just let it hang on, and then you can take your level to it and make sure you tap it in nice and gently. You don't have to smack it on the wall. The amount of times I've seen guys like with their levels and stuff banging it to death trying to get it back further and further. It helps to be just a little bit more gentle, I'd say. So you can just hold your level up, you can cast your eye up and down, and because you're doing it gently, you can get it straight. There's nothing worse than banging it on too hard and too tight in one area and then find you have to pull it back out. It's much more difficult to pull the sheet of plasterboard back out. And so you get one up and get that straight, and then you can kind of use that as a gauge. I'm quite happy in all directions. Look, we've managed to get this pretty straight. And like I say, if you store your plasterboards correctly, have them flat or on a pallet, and don't lean them up against the wall and let them warp about, then it makes your chances of getting a straight wall much better. Okay, so this is the sort of thing that's made this job quite so tricky. You see this line across here. See, in some areas it's kind of touching the board. This is a straight piece of plasterboard. I didn't cut that. You see out here, look, the ceiling's flying up by a good few millimeters. We're straight pretty much all the way down this edge. I've had to prop this corner up because you can see the floor's flying away a little bit here. Up here I've had to chisel a little bit out because the floor's come up past that line, and along there is really, really tight. So, you know, it's really difficult when things are like this. It's not straightforward. A nice rectangle room or tacking a square ceiling or something is so much easier. Still struggling to catch up. We've been able to complete plastering for Monday, but we are at least closing the gap. We gotta go. I've got to go and drop my daughter to work. I've got to go to Hazelmere for dinner tonight. I've got so much to be getting on with Saturday. Been rushed off our feet all day long. Right, catch you later. Hi guys, how are you doing? It's Sunday. What's the time? 12 o'clock, 20 past. Got back from Haslemere, done some housework and stuff. It's been pretty busy. Looking forward to having a relaxing Sunday afternoon. Again, apologies for the video being quite so irregular in what we're actually capturing. You know, I've just got the phone in my pocket and I'm just picking it out, taking footage of things that I think might be slightly interested in some way, and then piecing them together when I get home. So yeah, thanks for watching and supporting the channel. If you really want to do me a solid favour, hit that subscribe button. I was looking at some analytics on the YouTube. Go on and on and on. I've only got 26,000 returning viewers. Now if you hit that subscribe button, obviously the only way I sort of make any money is from ad revenue. If you hit that subscribe button, it really like jumps me up onto with the algorithm, and we'll get the video up there with the bigger boys, and we can start generating a little bit more money. And I mean, I'll keep this short, but I wouldn't mind generating some money so that I can possibly in the future have this vision of maybe being able to do jobs free for people in certain situations, a bit like is it Nick Nolte, who's the DIY SOS? I mean it's way off into the future, I've got to admit, but you know, you think about things, and you know, if that was a possibility where, you know, we could find some sort of family in need of some or whatever, you know, because somebody's home is quite a special thing, and if you know, we can start doing things like that for certain people in need, and I've got a couple of in mind. You know, because sometimes when you're pricing up jobs, your price varies on the situation that you're going into, and sometimes you go into a job and you think these guys are, you know, really struggling, and you know, they've got kids and stuff, and I can understand it, they find it difficult to make ends meet, and you try, you know, if you're really busy, you know, you try to price it a little bit lower for them, you know. I mean, I don't, you know, take the Michael if, you know, you go into a big expensive house and you think, oh, I'll throw an extra couple of £100 on this sort of stuff. But yeah, just, yeah, I'm not asking for anything. Just hit that subscribe button, see if we can get up the algorithm a little bit and start generating a little bit more money, and that would be absolutely awesome. And if you want to support the channel, that's all you got to do. You don't even have to watch them. Anyway guys, have a great one, and I'll see you Monday. We're back in there on Monday, and we are going to see if we can get that room completed. If you have been watching these videos about the Finch Job especially, it might come across, or I was a little bit worried it might be coming across that, you know, it's a bit of a crazy job, which it is. There's a lot going on there, but I'd just like to add at this point that everybody in there, all the different trades, we all kind of know each other, and everybody's got each other's back there. It's the builder there I really like. I've known him for years. It's a good professional operation, and this, like I say, I like to keep these videos as honest as possible, so this is a good representation of how things can be, especially on such a large project with so many people, and it's being pushed you know, at high speed, and you're building relationships with other trades, other builders, and you know, if you show you got your metal and you're getting in there and you're getting these things done, and you're prepared to give that little bit of extra effort in it, and you know, be part of the team. We're all a team there. Then you know, it goes a long way, and that's the sort of thing. Being responsible and being regular, and you know, not being irresponsible and not turning up for work and stuff like that. That's what gets you, you know, that's what gets your reputation up. And you know, you keep out. You've got what it takes to get the job done. So I hope that sort of is coming through in these videos as well. So yeah, guys, have an amazing Sunday. Please hit that subscribe button. 26,000 of you are not subscribing, but keep watching. Just just hit that button. Alright guys, take it easy, have a nice one, and I'll see you tomorrow when we complete that room. We definitely will complete that room tomorrow. Alright, see you later.